Hey, good morning, USA. This is Mr. Nick back with another episode that will air tomorrow morning on Monday. And I'm here at a beautiful chapel somewhere on the eastern shore of Maryland. Actually, it's the Delmarva Peninsula, and I want to turn your attention up toward the ceiling rafters of the chapel. This is a beautiful chapel with a lot of stained glass windows and a lot of beautiful sayings and or phrases from the Bible. Let me turn this around. This is basically a Catholic chapel. And let me turn it around for you, and I will be talking. You won't see my face. You'll see some, and I can't get the last one here back by the main entrance of the chapel. But it's just a very beautiful chapel. You'll see some chandeliers, stained glass window up there at the mini altar. Stained glass windows there on the wall. And over here on this wall, beautiful, looks like ceramic tile cross. Some fixtures. And yes, we know. This is just courtesy of some loved ones I have around the area. And then you have, of course, you have the Stations of the Cross, as Catholics would do. Anyway, and here's the pews. I'll give you a good shot of the pews. Maybe. Well, actually, we'll face the camera forward, and you'll probably see the pews behind me then. And so what we're going to do is get into a couple of quick news briefs, and we'll go from here, all right? So I'm currently at this beautiful chapel, courtesy of some loved ones of mine. And we're going to go ahead and begin this episode here with a few little news briefs, if you give me just one moment. And hey there, deplorable Rob, Seabeagle, Care Love, Edward Black, and all the rest of y'all. I appreciate you subscribing and staying subscribed and having patience with me as I attempt to have a much-needed vacation. Just thought I would do this. To let you know I'm still around. No, I have not been kidnapped by the Clintons yet. Thank God. Anyway, so what we're going to do here, I don't think that ever feels appropriate. Oh, let's see what we got here. What's this one say? Oh boy, I guess, my God, forgive me for this one. I guess this is kind of important, actually, really, so I guess it would fit in here. Anyway, this story will be from the Conservative Tribune. Excuse me. I don't know. I seem to want to talk too fast today. This story will be from the Conservative Tribune. Excuse me. And it says this article is: Gay couple lawyers up against Christian Baker. Then Trump steps in. Hey, let's see what he has to say about that. So. Anyway, hope you guys are all enjoying your days and staying safe out there. So let us begin with a few of these news briefs. And this is coming from the politics side of Conservative Tribune. And once I get all these stupid ads to quit pulling up on me. Oh, it's gonna do this. Alright, we gotta be patient here because this is not working the way I want it to. Anyway, you guys can grab your coffee. Of course, I'm in a chapel. So I'm gonna avoid the drinks and that because it's beautiful and it looks like somebody spent a good amount of, a lot invested into it. Not just money, but probably heart and soul. Alright, so. Anyway, gay couple lawyers up against Christian Baker, then Trump steps in. Excuse me. And this was by Visa Saxena on September 12, 2017 at 8:10 a.m. And yes, I know, I'm a little behind. So let's try this again. A Christian Baker from Colorado received an unexpected blessing from the administration of President Donald Trump last week when the Justice Department filed a brief on his behalf to the Supreme Court, who is slated to hear his religious liberty case. upon returning to the bench next month. You can tell where my mind is right now. Having lots of fun on vacation. When he politely refused to bake a wedding cake for a gay couple, although only meant to protect his religious beliefs, he wound up triggering a chain reaction of undeserved backlash. And you all know that your religious freedom is your religious freedom. It is a matter of fact and principle, and it is just every state in the republic here should and needs to follow the U.S. Constitution, the original U.S. Constitution that our founding fathers made for us. That is actually the official prescribed law and should be the prescribed law of these United States. So this included death threats from angry activists, character assassinations from the liberal media, a judgment of legal discrimination from a Colorado Civil Rights Commission, and an information of the commission's ruling by a lower court. Anyway, and it looks like Judicial Watch is also on the case. The tide finally began to turn in Phillips' favor in late June when the Supreme Court agreed to hear his appeal and decide whether he actually discriminated against the gay couple when he refused to bake their cake over his religious objections. And just on Thursday, he won yet another huge victory when Trump's DOJ filed an amicus brief defending the decision 5 years earlier to not bake the gay couple's wedding cake. In the brief, Acting Solicitor General Jeffrey B. Wall specifically argued that allowing the lower court's ruling against Philip to stand would create a violation of the First Amendment, where public accommodations law compels someone to create expression for a particular person or entity and to participate literally or figuratively in a ceremony or other expressive event. Which, in other words, I believe what they're saying is you can't force people to do what you want, even though it's violating their constitutional rights and their freedom. When Philip designs and creates a custom wedding cake for a specific couple and a specific wedding, he plays an active role in enabling the ritual, and he associates himself with the celebratory message conveyed. He added, forcing Phillips to create expression for and participate in a ceremony that violates his sincerely held religious beliefs, invades his First Amendment rights. This is good, very good, in fact. And according to the Washington Times, the DOJ's surprising decision to file a brief in Phillips' case raises the possibility that the government will also ask for time to argue in front of the justices when the case goes for oral argument. That would be even better. And yes, I agree. So folks, any of my subscribers, any of you listening, watching this now, it is time to make these people follow and abide by the United States, the original United States Constitution. Do not let our government in any way, any government, state or federal or local, do not let them violate your First, Second Amendments and any other amendments that are in that Constitution. Our founding fathers, that is their document. That is an official document. It is not something to be tampered with. It is not something to be tampered with. No state, no federal government in the United States whatsoever should have or does have the right to violate that Constitution. During the administration of former President, guess what? Barack Hussein Obama, a man who loved sitting idly by as Christians were persecuted, The DOJ said nothing about Phillips, instead choosing to allow him to suffer the indignity of being persecuted for his Christian beliefs. Christians everywhere, stand up for your rights, your beliefs, your religious freedom. It is part of the U.S. Constitution, and it is a must. It is that the Constitution, the original U.S. Constitution, is obeyed. But with Trump in the White House, it appears those days are finally behind us. Thank God. So HT Informed, folks, and that's a link, I guess. You click on it, go to Conservative Tribune, and the story again is by V. Saxena. And then they want you to please share this on Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere you can on social media. Guys, never let anyone violate your constitutional rights. The U.S. Constitution is the official law of the land. Okay? So maybe there's time for another quick article. Again, thank you all. Thank you. Hi to all my subscribers. Hope you're all doing good. And let's see what else we can do. Well, here's a good one, perhaps. Let's see. Okay, we got another good article here. Stay tuned. Unreal, we just learned Hillary's nickname for Benghazi victims' families massively insulted. Okay, this is by Benjamin Ari on September 14, 2017. And where did it go? Come on, Goofy. One of the hallmarks of being a trusted adult and a leader is taking responsibility for one's actions. A good executive knows the importance of sharing. Did I miss anything? I bet I did. No, I didn't. Okay, so anyway, a good executive knows the importance of sharing credit during times of success and publicly taking the blame when things go bad. Based on that premise, it looks like Hillary Clinton is an absolutely terrible leader. The queen of excess of excuses recently revealed that she sees the tragedy in Benghazi as nothing more than a political game and is too busy pointing fingers to own the incident herself. And she must own that incident herself. That is totally her failure, her blunder. Hillary Clinton, you screwed up. And God knows, and God will deal with you, as he will with everyone. During an interview on NBC's Today program, good, the fake stream media, let's see what they have to say. Let's see how they twist it. Today, in the NBC Today program on Wednesday, Clinton shrugged off criticism of how she handled the September 11, 2012 attack in Libya, which resulted in the violent death of U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens and through other Americans. And three other Americans, I'm sorry. You know we've lost people, unfortunately, going back to the Reagan administration. If you talk about recent times in diplomatic attacks, Clinton whined to Matt Lauer and Savannah Guthrie, according to Fox News. In fact, the slaying of Chris Stevens was the first time a U.S. ambassador has been killed on duty since the Jimmy Carter administration. No ambassador died during Reagan's tenure. Regardless, Hillary Clinton apparently believes that incident 30 years earlier excuses her incompetence. Now, the former Secretary of State then revealed her nickname for the Benghazi attack and the political fallout that followed. But boy, it was turned into a political football, and it was aimed at undermining my credibility, my record, my accomplishments, she declared. She really had no credibility, no accomplishments, I'm sorry. But I'm not Hillary Clinton. So think about in the aftermath of a foreign terrorist attack on the anniversary of 9/11, Clinton is more concerned about her credibility and her accomplishments than taking responsibility for what happened and ensuring that the same mistakes are never repeated. Family members of one of the American warriors killed in Benghazi was righteously outraged by Hillary's casual comparison of terrorist attacks to a football game. Yeah. I don't see how it was political in any way. It was Hillary's baby from day one, and it was. She ordered all that stuff, and then she went to bed when the attack was going on. Pat Smith explains to Fox News, Smith's son, Sean, was a U.S. Foreign Service officer who was killed on the ground in Libya. She has been in plausible deniability about Benghazi ever since it happened. Sean Smith's uncle, Michael Ingemeyer, also told Fox News she was standing basically before the coffins of Americans, blaming a horrible anti-Islamic video, but she's just being consistent with her psychosis. The liar, the criminal, the crooked politician, those are the three faces of Hillary, the family member of the slain officer concluded. Pat and Michael are absolutely right. Hillary Clinton owns the failure of Benghazi. As Secretary of State, she was ultimately responsible for the security of our country's diplomats. Instead of taking the responsibility seriously, she repeatedly ignored requests for additional security in Benghazi and couldn't be bothered to deal with the increasingly volatile situation. 4 good Americans died as a result. That may be inconvenient for Clinton's credibility, but it's time for her to face the truth and face the music. I added the last part, I'm sorry, but yes, it's time for her to face the music. If need be, we'll put her in prison. Okay, and I want you to, again, Conservative Tribune, I'd like you to share this on every social media platform you have, all right? And I would too. So anyway, my friends, just a quick note on this. When you do something wrong, or I do something wrong, or anyone does something wrong, any of my family members, it's time you take responsibility for your actions. It's time you own up to your mistakes. In fact, we just recently had I'm here with some loved ones, and we just recently had a couple of testimonies. And a fairly good one by one of my loved ones. So, and again, with the your constitutional rights, please never forget your constitutional rights. Never say, well, it's not impacting me or it's not affecting me, okay? I'm going to give you several good websites here, several good, actually, YouTube channels. Again, Gary Franchi, Next News Network, SGT Report, X22 Report, and now I'm forgetting some others. Is there a voice in here that can help me? Anyways, but there's a whole bunch of, independent media out there on YouTube. Please check them out. You know, again, you've got SGT Report, X22 Report, Next News Network. David Seaman's a little bit smaller and is on the liberal side of things, but he's fed up, like a lot of liberals, fed up with his own party. But again, just check out and explore a lot of other independent social media, independent news organizations on YouTube. Another good one, fairly good one's OAN and One American News Network. I don't follow them as well as I follow some of the others. They're just more my favorite sites, YouTube channels. Anyway, guys, my subscribers and everybody, love y'all. God bless. Keep the peace, guys. Stay tuned. One quick note. I also want you to check out Liberty is for Everyone, or Liberty for Everyone, okay? They have a YouTube channel. It's several different groups. It is about your Second Amendment rights, mostly. Some deal with the First Amendment, some deal with the Second Amendment rights. You need to check that channel out and subscribe, because there's very informative stuff there. I'm exploring a couple new channels I just subscribed to, but I'll research those, and then I won't give you any information I'm not sure about, okay? But this Liberty is for Everyone on YouTube. You've got to check out their channel, because they actually walk around with a holstered pistol and or AR on their shoulders. And it's just very, very, very important that you know your rights as far as open carry. As for instance, I actually live in Michigan, And Michigan does have open carry, but yet some cops seem to be hesitant about it, and some just seem to be dirty about it. Other police officers in Michigan seem to be well aware of the laws and the open carry, that they can't harass. So anyway, guys, just check those out, okay? All those videos that I mentioned, all those channels that I mentioned. And boy, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Slap that like button and subscribe. I sure would appreciate new subscribers. As always, I appreciate all my old and veteran subscribers. All right, guys, and again, keep the peace, stay safe. God bless you all. I love you. Mr. Nick out for Good Morning USA.